as well. A lot of people from whether they're in Hawaii, they're in Ireland, they always talk to me about the Haka and how inspiring it is. So for the listener or the viewer that's watching right now, they're going, what's the Haka about? What is the meaning behind it? How would you frame it?
Yeah, I think Haka is about connection. It's about feeling your brother beside you. It's about preparing. It's about challenge. It's all of those things. It's about remembering those that have been before. Some of them, there's no, this part of Kapa Opanga, the Haka that we designed ourselves, the reason we start on the ground is to connect with those that are in the ground. And it's also quite arrogant to start from the ground when you look at your enemy and you look up at them from below. So there's a whole lot of that in it. I think there's also just that notion of just really being connected before a challenge and really knowing that whole sense that when we go out and play, you've got me, I've got you. There's that sense of trust, and we feel that through the process of doing Haka. So I think it's just a real connection, and I guess in the case of Kamati, the ancient Haka, it's honouring a tradition of a long time, and then with Kapa Opanga, that was our own, and that talks to us and our blackness in the silver fern, and the Kapa Opanga literally means the surging mass of black, and I think all that adds to it.
It's incredible. Thank you for letting me inside there and understanding that, and that sense of blackness, because often there's connotations of blackness, being darkness, and it's not light. Of course, black is a darker color, but what does it mean in that sense?
I don't know. I just think we believe we've got black blood. We put that jersey on. It's like putting on a Superman cape.
Yeah.
That's what the players say. Like they put it on and just watch the rituals of players receiving their jerseys and what it means to them. And it's more than the fabric. It's something more. I remember Roy Keane, the footballer. He came and spoke to us once, and he was talking about he was a Manchester United man through and through, and he got offered this ridiculous money to go and play for Bayern Munich, and he went there and they put the shirt on him and he just went, nah, that's not right, And I think that's the same, it's not red, and it's not, I don't feel like Manchester United. And I think that's the same for our guys, there's something, I guess that just goes with the history that's been around the jersey and the success, and putting it on, it's a statement when you put it on, it means something, it comes from a strong place. It says, this team is the most successful team in sports history, not rugby team, but any sporting team of all time, and that's a privilege, and it's like, wow, what an opportunity to add to that, what an opportunity to build more. What's the next challenge? What can we do? What's no one else done? Like that's what I love about it. It's like, well, what's the next what's the next Everest? What has no one else done before? What can we pioneer? Like Dave Gallagher in the 1905 team did, went over there for 6 months, played, I don't know, 100 games or something ridiculous, and had to get on a boat and come home. So that you've got all of that rich tapestry that was before us that we're very connected to.
And in terms of, there was the original Haka, but then you guys have created this new Haka. What informed the creation of that? What depth did you go to research and make sure that really aligned with the player base? Probably
the genesis of the idea was that the players felt that they didn't have real meaning with Kamati, and it had almost become a commercial thing rather than what it was intended for. So first we relearned Kamati, and with a gentleman called Derek Lardeli, who hails from Whangarā, and his hapu's Whangarā, which is just north of Gisborne, where the whale rider was actually from. That's where he's from, and Derek is, I call him Royal Māori, because he's from the mountain. His mountain is Hikurangi, which is the first mountain on the east coast to see the sun.
Wow.
And so that's where he comes from. And he's a very spiritual man, and he's probably the best orator in Māori in New Zealand. He's a carver. He does moko. He's a clever man, and his hapu have won Te Matatini, which is the Kapa Haka competition, a number of times. So he was the best, like the best get the best,
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, we just sat around a hotel one night. I think Tana Umanga was a big part of it at that time. He was the captain. And we just said to Derek, we want to design something that talks about us, And I just remember we sat in a room with Graham Henry and a few players, and we just came up with this concept. And then Derek went away and and created something that talked to that. And then Tana was the first Pacific player to lead the Haka, and he led the first time we did it in 2005 in Dunedin. And so we've kind of kept, that's like our best. We keep that for real big occasions, This year we call it, we've got the two, the like brother and sister, Kamati and Kapa Oponga. So we alternate sometimes, and we're respectful of local iwi. And Kamati is Ngāti Toa, and it talks about Te Raupraha, and he was a very savage Māori warrior. So the South Island iwi don't like us doing it down there so much because
So you're thoughtful where you do.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Yeah, and we'd always do it in Wellington because that's where Ngāti Toa, that's where Kamati comes from. So it's very cool. And actually, probably the thing just in finishing on that, the thing I loved was actually when Derek, when we finished the creation of that, and he gifted it to us, like, wow. And what I learned was actually he gifted something that was way bigger than just the haka, because that was gifting their culture, and saying, yeah, it's okay, we're giving you this taonga, this treasure, please use it, please look after it. To this day, we have a guardianship group that looks after it. Wow. And responsible for it not becoming a commercial. Like if we get asked for anything to Christian, no, that's like this is the team's haka, it's just for matches. It doesn't go anywhere. Wow. So we don't let it get used commercially in any way.
Respect.
It's what it was intended for,
Yeah.
So it's a special. It's not all of us, but it's it's one of those aspects that shapes who we are and helps us be a brotherhood together.
A real spiritual exchange that was, that he gifted that to you.
Yeah, no, and I could see the day he did it, you could see it in him, like he was giving something that was pretty remarkable, because when, if you think back to history, they had nothing, they had land, but then, our friends arrived from across the seas and had guns and power and, and they lost it, but they never lost that.
Incredible.